Today I'm exposing the most dangerous types of home in New Smyrna Beach, the ones that buyers regret the most buying due to hidden money traps and nightmare issues nobody warns them about before it's too late. Starting out with the #1 most dangerous home to buy in Florida is going to be a flipped home owned by an LLC. The reason why these are so dangerous to buy is because a lot of flippers will just rush in, get the job done, get out, and they are there to make a quick profit. So quick profit means a lot of shortcomings on craftsmanship in general. You will find flippers or homes that are owned by LLC doing these types of shortcuts. They will be re-roofing, putting shingles over shingle on roofs and claiming it's a new roof, taking shortcuts on electrical stuff. So they'll be like doing double taps in the electrical panel, shortcuts on plumbing, whatever it's gonna be fast, cheap, and easy to get the job is typically what you will see flippers doing. Now, not all flippers do this. There are a lot of great reputable ones out there. That's why we always say you should research the LLC that owns the property and see how long that they have owned the property for. A lot of the times too, you can go on other home sites and see what the previous pictures looked like before the flipper bought it. And then you can start to kind of compare notes to see how much of a major overhaul they actually did for this property. So using a local real estate professional, they should be able to help give you and gain this information for you. One of the things about this is when you walk into a freshly renovated home, it feels good, it looks good, it smells good. So it gives the illusion that the home is perfect and good to go. What you really need to do is make sure you get a full inspection on this and go through the home with a fine-tooth comb, because on the surface, these homes will look beautiful, but when you really start paying attention at baseboards and flooring, window sills are a good one to look at too. Siding on the houses, you want to pay attention to that. A lot of different shortcuts that these flippers will do to give the appearance of making the home look great, move-in ready, and no issues with it. We see a lot with the re-roofing on the shingles is a big one. Again, claiming that the roof is a brand new roof when in fact it's not. So make sure you are using a local pro. It's very easy to find out who owns these properties in Florida. You can use the property appraiser website to look up to see who is the owner of it. Through there, you can go to sunbiz.org, which is the Florida business registration website. You're able to check out who owns that business and kind of following that down the trail. Google that business, see if they have any bad reviews or negative implications or anything like that going on with the Better Business Bureau, just to find out how reputable they are or not. And if you are using a local real estate agent, a lot of them have ties with these flippers anyway, so they'll be able to know the good ones to go to and the bad ones to stay away from. But definitely make sure that you mark that as a red flag for yourself. If you're planning on purchasing a home in New Smyrna Beach or Florida in general, if it is owned by an LLC, it should definitely be a flag on you need to proceed with a little bit more extreme caution because you don't want to end up buying a home that's going to fall apart in the next 4 months after you purchase it. My name is Chris, and myself and business partner Tim are local real estate brokers to the area. We serve all of Orange, Seminole, and Volusia County. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or just have a question, reach out to us. All of our contact info is below. We're happy to help however we can. So moving on to the second most dangerous, not really home, but I'd say community to be on the lookout for, more of a location situation than anything else when buying a home in New Smyrna Beach or Florida in general, is going to be homes that back up to noisy areas. So you can think major highways, freeways, even cut through traffic intersections, also railways, airports. A lot of people don't think about the industrial side as well, or any areas that have like heavy mechanic stuff going on too. Can really end up being a nightmare, take away your peace from you and your family, and it's going to absolutely destroy your resale value. So really just pay attention to where you're buying, even though it may look and seem beautiful, especially if you're going into an HOA type community or gated community. And also pro tip here, make sure you go check out that area at different times during the daytime. You know, go in the morning, let's say mid-afternoon and night. If you can't do this during the weekday, still try to shoot for the weekend in doing it. It's really important to understand what's going on in that community, and especially who's coming and going. What are your neighbors like is going to be really important for your resale value, because if you may not think to be doing this, somebody else is, and it's going to be important for you when you go to exit the home and resell it. So zooming out on that map, looking at more like industrial things like that, and that you're not going to be so close that you're still going to hear these noises even though you're a little bit away from it. So when you're on your home search and you come across a home that you absolutely fall in love with, this is the number 3rd one on our list of most dangerous homes. When you get your inspection report and it comes back and it says this home has polybutylene piping, you don't need to walk, you need to run as fast as you can away from this home, because polybutylene piping is known to fail. It's a cheap plastic material that will eventually explode and you will have catastrophic water damage throughout your entire house. And it is never a good situation. The house becomes unlivable for a few days until you can get the water out, get everything kind of squared away. If you do decide to move forward with a house that has polybutylene piping, you can do it. We have had clients do it, but we do it with the preface of the seller must get this fixed in the entirety before we move forward with the sale on the buying side. And here's a few reasons. Number one is going to be insurance. It's going to be extremely hard to find any insurance company that's going to issue or provide you insurance knowing that you've got polybutylene piping. The other big thing to pay attention to and be aware of is you can't replace polybutylene piping in sections. It all needs to be done in one go, because then you're going to have mixed matched pipes, different pressures coming in and out, and it's just going to accelerate the process of that polybutylene piping failing. So the other reason why you want that to happen too is because if there's any other plumbing issues that come up, it's going to be on the seller's responsibility to get that fixed and not yours. So put that all on the seller, make sure it's in the paperwork, and make sure that it's in the paperwork that a licensed plumber is required to replace the entirety of polybutylene piping systems within the household. Let's move over to location again. So these are things that can really take away your peace of mind. They can be extremely frustrating. At New Smyrna Beach, there are quite a few HOAs, not as many as you'd find in other parts of Florida, but we are in a big growth developmental phase right now in New Smyrna Beach. So we're seeing more and more HOA communities. Yes, they can be great. You can have beautiful HOA communities with pools and lakes and ponds and amenities galore. You don't want to only be looking at how great things are. You want to see what the negative impact could be as well. Things like community development district fees, that's a CDD, and other hidden HOA costs can really come out and basically bite you in the butt if you're not really paying attention and reading through all the documents. Some of the things though that people find to have the most struggle with is the restrictiveness of the HOA. And yes, the HOA will tell you what to do. And yes, they will slap a lawsuit, a fine, and a lien on your house. Some of the big restrictions are going to be boats, boat trailers, jet skis, really anything excessive in your driveway. Some HOAs go as far as to giving you fines and tickets and calling you up if your trash can is left out for too long. A big one that we hear of the restrictions is not allowing any commercial vehicles to be inside the HOA. So unless you have a way to tuck it in the garage every night, they're not allowing you to park your commercial vehicle, work truck, van, car, whatever it is, in the driveway or on the street. Other thing about the HOAs too is they can often have limited parking, and parking can be a major issue with that. So just be cognizant of that. If you're big into entertaining and you plan on having a lot of people over, you probably are going to have run-ins with the HOA on you not following the guidelines of having the proper parking procedures. So I'm not an HOA guy personally myself. I don't like the restrictiveness of it. And also just the additional costs that can be. You want to make sure that when you're buying in an HOA community that you do go through all the documents. If you're not good at the paperwork stuff, have an attorney go through them. Make sure that there are no upcoming assessments that are coming up down the line. You don't want to be responsible for a $10,000 assessment that's getting brought up because the community has voted to put in a new fence, a new pond. They've elected to move forward with a swimming pool, and now you're just moving in and now you've got to contribute 10 grand that you weren't expecting to do. So a lot of little hidden costs that you really want to make sure that you're paying attention to, because it can come back and really affect you and your savings. Last but not least, let's talk about termites. Should we buy a house that has termites or had termite damage? So if it has termites, short answer, I would say no, don't buy that house that has termites. If the house had termites, as long as you do your proper due diligence, having a local reputable pest control company come out so you know truly the scope of what the termite damage looked like and you feel comfortable with it, I say it would be safe to say, as long as it had been properly remediated, that it would be okay to move forward and buy that home. The fact is, a lot of homes in the area have had some sort of termite damage in the past. It's just the nature of living in Florida. It's just one of those things that you do need to be paying attention to. You shouldn't live in fear about it, but you also shouldn't be stupid about it either. So making sure that you do get a pest control company out there to check for termites. Even if you're buying a block home, still get that termite inspection, because what are the trusses of your roof made out of? Yes, you guessed it, wood. Termites will find their way up the block and into the wood trusses of the home. Not all the time, it does happen rarely, but it still can happen. I think it's well worth the money versus what it could cost if you're trying to be cheap and not get your proper thorough inspections done. With that being said, you can also get termite bonds. That'll give you a peace of mind, especially if you're purchased or thinking about purchasing a frame house. Pest control company will come around, they'll treat it, they'll set up bait traps, and they will annually inspect the home for termites, making sure there's no issues. If for whatever reason you do get termites coming, they'll come out, they'll take care of it. It's covered within the bond. You want to make sure though that you are understanding the type of termite bond you are purchasing. All bonds are not created equally. What we see a lot of is that it will cover the treatment for any termite activity that happens, but it doesn't cover the replacement or repair costs of what it's going to take to actually get in, open the home up, possibly tint the home, whatever that's going to, account for as far as replacing or repairing items. So make sure that you do look into that. Some of the bonds will replace that. Essentially what this bond is it's insurance protection against you getting termites in your home. I would say highly worth it, especially if you are purchasing a frame home in Florida. And just keep in mind, it's nothing to be running to the hills from, as long as it's a small amount of damage, it's been taken care of, and there's no current active termites on the property. If there's active termites, I would definitely say no and stay away. Even if the seller is agreeing to tint, fix, replace, repair, whatever, I'd still be very wary of it, because you just don't know how long the issue's been going on for and how long it's gonna continue to go on for. More importantly, without opening up the entire house, like cutting through all the drywall and really giving it a realistic home exam, I guess, super invasive home exam, you'd never really be able to find out how much damage was going on. So I would just be very wary of current active termites going on. Make sure you use a local pro, home inspector, and a local pest control pro to come out and make sure that they do a full report on the home. And again, just because you have a block home doesn't mean you are exempt from having termites. So do make sure that you do protect yourself in that capacity. We hope you found this video helpful. Let us know if you've bought a home and have had trouble with it, or if we missed something big that you think we should have talked about. Let us know. Either way, these are the most common things that we see and have questions with our local clients that are coming from out of town, out of state, and even just moving across town that we deal with on a daily basis, that ask us questions and we hear a lot about. So we hope you found this video helpful. Please remember, if we can do anything to help you, reach out in the comments below. Reach out to us directly. Our number is below, all of our info. We look forward to seeing you in next week's video.